Well, howdy. Welcome to Dakota Cowboy here on Beck TV. I'm your host, Wild Bill, the media director at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora. Appreciate you tuning in this evening. You know, our program is brought to you each and every week by the great folks at Dakota Community Bank and Trust. And if you're a high school senior or you know of a high school senior that plans to enroll in college in the fall of 23 and are highly involved in their community and school programs, there are scholarships available. Find an application at dakotacommunitybank.com and apply, and good luck. But hurry, the deadline is March 1st. On the program today, you're going to meet a couple of ladies that are very passionate and have hearts as big as the badlands of North Dakota for the things that they care about. One is Kristi Toof. She is the brand new gift shop manager at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. An original resident of Nebraska, now living in North Dakota. You're going to fall in love with her coming up here in just a few minutes. Another young lady that's got a lot of passion for what she does is Abigail Rohrer. Abby is the senior living consultant at Evergreen, an assisted living facility in Dickinson, North Dakota. She and several residents came to the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame on National Museum Selfie Day. And along with that, the National Day Calendar founder, Marlo Anderson, was there too. We'll show you what they did coming up here in a few minutes. And Torgerson Automotive brings you the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame Hall of Honorees Inductee of the Week this week. This week being our inductee from 2020 in the category of Cowboy Long Rider, Dorvan Solberg. So sit back, relax, dial up the neighbors, tell them to turn on Beck TV because Dakota Cowboy starts now. We're brought to you by Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Finish Line Automotive Addictions is the place to get any accessory for your vehicle. This winter, protect your truck and everything in it with a new toolbox, custom bed cap, or tonneau cover. Come see us for custom fit floor mats, Nerf bars, and mud flaps. Finish Line has the latest remote start tech with miles of range or smartphone access from anywhere. Let Finish Line Automotive Addictions get you ready for winter at 1824 East Main in Bismarck.
Ladies of Another View in a hometown near you,
where we visit the small towns around North Dakota.
The quilt shop was going to be closing and I asked if they would be willing to sell. 13 years ago we started Quilt Essential.
Highlighting the jewels of the prairie while sharing untold and forgotten stories.
The first original treaty, we were one tribe between us and the Sistinawattanoyate, broken down into two, and then they placed us here.
Wednesdays at 4:30 Central on Beck and Beck.News.
Man has worked in sync with Mother Nature since the beginning of time. Relying on her to provide sufficient moisture every growing season is a roll of the dice. You can now insure your pastures and rangelands with Rainfall Index policy available from Chamely Financial. This will give you the peace of mind by knowing you will be protected from the adverse effects of Mother Nature. Contact Chamely Financial today, 719-338-3428, or go to chamelyfinancial.com.
We are rewriting Hollywood's script for our kids. I'm pop culture expert Tina Griffin, and as a former Hollywood actress, I'm giving you a behind-the-scenes look at how today's entertainment is eroding the foundational development of America's youth and how to safely navigate this pop culture chaos. Knowledge is power. Parents want solutions. It's time to get the power back in your hands and reclaim the right to decide who and what should influence your kids.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. Central Time on Beck TV. Now you can have the personalized forecast at your fingertips when you need it. Beck's exclusive Weather Insight is information tailored to you. Radar, weather alerts, forecasts, and videos. Download the free Weather on Beck News app. Search your app store now.
Hi, Rich from Law Motors. 45 years ago, Dad started selling cars. 35 years ago, I started selling cars. And 15 years ago, Tyler started selling cars.
And I'm Mom, and I told all of them, just be nice.
JR's Auto Body and Truck Collision has built a reputation as one of the most reputable and reliable body shops in this region. With nearly 30 years in business, customers count on JR's to get it done right the first time. They'll work with your insurance company to smoothen the process. From their 40-foot frame straightening machine, Sickens paint, and the latest technology in the repair industry, they're the only name you need to know. For auto, semi, RV, and trailer repair, it's JR's Auto Body and Truck Collision. North Dickinson, call 701-483-6778. JR's Auto Body and Truck Collision. And welcome back to Dakota Cowboy here on Beck TV. We're brought to you by Dakota Community Bank and Trust with several branches all across the great state of North Dakota. Follow them on social media and find out how active they are in the communities that they serve. And they're also, they have a great website, dakotacommunitybank.com. We're here in the gift shop at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame and get to introduce you to one of the newest employees here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. It's Kristi Toof.
Thank you, Bill.
You are the gift shop manager.
I am.
And that's a hat that you seem to have taken to, and you're going to wear quite well as we go forward.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Are you? And we should mention too that the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame gift shop, we're taking it on the road to the annual meeting in Minot coming up February 17th and 18th. You'll be there. You'll be meeting some folks in Minot. The entertainment is Dan Wagner, and Dan Wagner is a Johnny Cash impersonator and also Elvis Presley, and he does it quite well. And I don't know if you knew this story or not, Kristi. I'm going to tie the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in with Elvis and Graceland. Graceland, the famous home of Elvis Presley, in Memphis, Tennessee. It was purchased, I believe, in March of 1959 by Elvis for just under $103,000, and it already had the name Graceland. The people that Elvis bought it from, the wife's aunt was named Grace, so hence Graceland. Her last name, Grace Toof. Any relation? I'm dying to know.
I doubt it, but that would be awesome.
You see how I tied that in, folks? The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, Elvis, and great. Don't try this at home. I am a trained professional. Seriously, that's going to be a great annual meeting. And first of all, talk about your background. You're not originally from Western North Dakota, but grew up in Chadron, Nebraska. Huskers fan, huh?
Huskers. I'm a Husker, Cornhusker gal. Yeah, from Chadron, Nebraska. It's 100 miles south of Rapid City. We're in the Panhandle, and we're kind of coming to the end of the Black Hills, so our area is more like that. Then you go 40 miles west or south and 40 miles east, and you're in the flat Nebraska land that everybody thinks Nebraska is.
Okay, and so being born and raised in Nebraska, you're kind of a Huskers fan by default, huh?
Yeah.
Through the good and the bad, right?
But I have become a Bison fan, North Dakota fan also.
How long have you lived in North Dakota?
I moved here in July of 2015.
Oh my, and I should mention that Kristi's significant other is my longtime childhood friend Kurt, who runs a ranch in near the Badlands here in North Dakota, and really appreciates the help that you've done. We've seen not only you handling a gift shop here in Medora, but we've seen you in a swather. We've seen you driving a semi-truck. And talk about your life on the ranch. You know, Kurt's a great guy. You've got a great life. Talk about that.
Kurt drugged me up here willingly, and I was here the second day I was here. He threw me into the swather, and I rode with him, and we done like 4 rounds, and he says, "I'll see you later."
You've got this.
And that was the beginning. I should have played dumb, like I didn't know anything, but that's not me. So we have been a great partnership for several years and enjoyed each other's life and company, and I'm so grateful and blessed that he shares his life and ranch with me.
I'll listen to you, and the way you met was so cool. Standing on a corner in Deadwood, South Dakota. I'm not going to sing the whole song, but that's kind of how it went. You mentioned the Black Hills, and you both met on the street in Deadwood, South Dakota.
On a corner in Deadwood, South Dakota.
Oh, wow. What a great story.
He was standing there in the middle of thousands of people, and that was it. That was it.
Wonderful. And life on the ranch, you want to kind of expand a little bit and do your own thing. And you chose the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. You've been working here, what, about 8 months now, 9 months? I think you started this summer, right?
In August.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you've been named a gift shop manager.
Yeah.
You have a flair for decorating. You have a flair for quality items that we have here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. You're looking at new things.
Yeah.
And first of all, let's start out by saying that the gift shop manager here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame is usually the first point of contact when somebody comes in to explore the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. They're walk in, they're kind of bewildered, they're trying to get their bearings straight, and they see you standing behind the counter, and what do?
Welcome to the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame.
See, that's what she did in her audition for the job. But yes, you welcome them, and you do such a wonderful job. I've sat here and watched you talk to people from all over the world, and after they talk about admission, and then what do you tell them? What do you tell them? What kind of experience will they have here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame?
We visit. I introduce them to coming into the museum. There's the Native American, the homestead exhibits, the North Dakota Champion Cowboy Rodeo Ranch Arena, and our theater. And upstairs we have a beautiful bronze collection with everyone that's been inducted into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame with pictures and information. It's very interesting, very full of information, and they just preserve North Dakota and its people. And I love this place, and I just find it so, everybody should come here and check it out, because there's a lot to learn and see here.
What's your favorite part of the facility? I know that's a tough one. I don't know if I could answer that or not.
It all is. I love the people. I love everything that is in our beautiful facility. The people I work with, and meeting people from around the world that come here, and you visit with them, and you learn so much. And I love to visit with people anyway, but you find out where they're from, who they are, what they do. And one thing about working here is everyone that enters these doors, they're always happy. Nobody's ever in a bad mood or has a chip on their shoulder. They're all wanting to come in, and they're all awed and amazed that one building could hold so much information.
Wow, very well put. Very well put. That's from the heart, isn't it?
It is.
I guess if I were to answer that question, I would have to say that, people that we know, like Dean Meyer from Dickinson, or Steve Brooks from Bowman, we say their names in the same breath that we say names like Theodore Roosevelt, Sakakawea, Sitting Bull, Louis L'Amour. It's all together here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. The gift shop, has been a popular place. Obviously, it's the first place you walk into when you come here. But some great items. We've got, of course, children's shirts and caps, and we've got bandanas. And what are you working on as far as the future? What you're talking about some things. They don't have to be specific. We want that element of surprise when they are debuted. But what are you working on going forward?
We're Leela, a gal that works with me in the gift shop. We're going to market here in a couple weeks. And we have some.
Now, are you going with the folks from Medora Boot and Western Wear too?
Well, they'll be there.
Oh,
yes.
Boy.
Yeah.
You're going to have fun.
It'll be fun. But I'm working on some unique women's Western clothing, because everyone that comes in here, most everyone, they want to be a cowboy. They want to be a cowgirl. They want to have something that reminds them of this area. The Badlands are just, it brings that out in everybody. And it's just the most beautiful place in the world, I think. I'm a North Dakota gal now. I probably know more about North Dakota and the area than I do where I was born and raised.
Wow, and it just came naturally. You work with with Kurt in the Badlands. I
have cows. I have my own cows now.
Wow.
His brother retired. I bought his cows, leased his land. We run cows together, and So yeah, he was worried at first because he thought it might take me away from the ranch, but we've all worked it out where I will still be working with him at the ranch and be here too.
Wow.
So it'll be great.
So you're going to try to balance that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. And he was very supportive. At first, he's thinking, I'm losing a hired man. I don't know about this, you know. But now that what's really cool is that Kurt has realized your passion for this and how good you are at this. And we're, you know, people are telling him, you know, that this is a great spot for you. And I think, you know, the way that you're going to balance it out by cutting hay and doctoring cattle in the Badlands, and then coming here and promoting all things North Dakota in the Badlands. I'm envious. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have the best of two worlds.
Yeah, you do.
And he won't be telling me how to do everything here, so that'll be nice.
Kurt, are you watching? Are you paying attention? Oh, you know, we've been to your home many times, and we've admired how you've decorated that home. You decorate it by the season. I mean, you redecorate the house like 4 different times a year. And you come into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame gift shop. You're kind of limited as far as the layout. And it's going to be fun to see what you do with this space that you have and still remain a gift shop. Are you up for the challenge?
Yes, my team, the wonderful staff that I have to work with here in the gift shop, we're all excited to turn this place upside down and shake it.
Oh, great, great! You're doing inventory right now, seeing what you have and seeing what you need, and. And okay.
A lot of we've learned how to count. We're very good at counting.
That's important.
Yeah. we found stuff we don't know we have.
Okay.
Sharon, that had the gift shop before, she wore 2 hats. Planning events and doing the gift shop. She's done that for 2 years, bless her heart, and she's done a very good job. So there's, you know, I've worked with her. She's my leader. She's guiding me along the way. So I have to give her credit too, because the gift shop, she's held this gift shop together and open when there was nobody here to take it over.
Wow.
And so
done quite well too.
Oh, she's done very well, and I'm just excited to walk beside her and step out and do this adventure, and she can do her events, and we will still work together. But it'll be good to shake it up.
Okay. Well, you've had all the DNA to absorb the Badlands, to absorb the history of North Dakota, to absorb what we represent here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. It all comes so natural for you. But is there anything that you were surprised to find out either about yourself or about North Dakota or about the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame after you came in here and been here for a while? Was there anything that kind of took you aback and went, whoa?
Oh, yeah. There's, right offhand, I mean, meeting the people that come in here and visiting, and I just love to have conversation with people and find out who they are, and they always want to know who I am and what I do. And I had a lady and her husband in here this summer. It was this fall, and she was, her grandfather died at 105, but he was Wild Bill Hickok's great friend, good friend. And he stood up with Wild Bill Hickok in his wedding. And she was looking for that picture, but we did not have it. So they're searching for that picture, but her grandfather would sit and tell about stories of him and Wild Bill Hickok.
Wow.
And then we had a gentleman that was from Pennsylvania, and he and his wife come in here. This was her 50th state to enter, and he needed to, Nebraska was his. So they came in here, and we ended up visiting for like 2 hours. They seen the museum, they loved it, they just wanted to know more. He asked me what I did. I told him that we farm and ranch, and he wanted to know about tractors. And I said, do you know what? Kurt's farming. He's planting wheat today. He's drilling wheat. So why don't you go ride with him? So we're up by Fairfield, and I gave him the directions. I called Kurt, and I told him there's a guy on the way. He rode with Kurt for 2 hours that day and wanted to know all about, and Kurt was born and raised here. He's third, fourth generation of his ranch. And so it was great. He learned it. They left us a beautiful card.
Wow.
And we're very happy that we could share our life with them.
Amazing.
And everything in the museum, and learning about the different people and where they're from that have been inducted into the Cowboy Hall of Fame, and the generations of family and ranches in the area. It's and the people I've met. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. You know, I felt that you were right for the job, and I feel even more so now than I did 15 minutes ago. Seriously, you know, we're friends, we hang out, we do things together. Kurt and I are buddies, and you know, little anxiety. You've never really done an interview before, have you?
No,
much less
I have
on
not.
TV. I'm very impressed, Kristi.
Well, thank
I'm very
you.
impressed, and the skills that you portrayed in this interview portray the passion and the heart that you have, not only for the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, but the great state of North Dakota. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.
And Bill is the reason I'm here. He invited me to join the team.
Awesome.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
We'll be right back here on Dakota Cowboy, brought to you by Dakota Community Bank and Trust on Beck TV.
Improve your home or business with services from Zaka Remodeling and Construction. Whether you need windows or doors repaired, replaced, or installed for your residential or commercial property, Zaka Remodeling and Construction can help. Our local and family-owned business offers flexible hours and over 10 years of experience in the industry. We are your local Pella expert. Pella is rated #1 in highest quality and innovation by homeowners across the country. Feel confident when you choose Pella and Zaka Remodeling. Contact us today for a free estimate. Zaka Remodeling and Construction.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
I invite you to stop at Dakota Community Bank and Trust and meet our professional insurance agents. They offer numerous lines of insurance, including farm, ranch, federal crop and hail, commercial, home and auto. As an independent agency, they offer product solutions from a wide variety of companies. Our insurance professionals would like to get to know you and visit about your insurance needs.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Medora Boot and Western Wear open year-round in historic Medora. You'll find quality items for cowboys and cowgirls of all ages. Medora Boot and Western Wear has over 1,500 pair of boots on hand at all times. New this year, the R. Watson brand of boot, featuring an all-leather heel, riveted shank, and a 10-iron leather sole. Jeans, shirts, hats, caps, and more, and customer service is #1. Medora Boot and Western Wear in historic Medora.
Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Lori Hins here at the Bourbon Bureau with no apologies. Just an adventure every single day.
You know what? The students love me. I have a very high rating.
Where you will find all sides of the story.
They were forced to take classes online, but yet they were going out to bars and other things at night. Everyone knew this was ridiculous.
Bringing you a little dose of sanity every Saturday and Sunday at 8 p.m. Central on Beck and Beck.News.
Let the Little Missouri Saloon and Dining add to your historic Medora experience. Open 7 days a week. Enjoy family dining at its best on our main floor, as well as the upper dining room and outdoor patio with a fabulous view of Medora and the Badlands. Try the bison ribeye, delicious pizza, and an entire menu filled with fabulous food for all appetites. A full bar with an impressive list of tap beer and more adult beverage favorites. Visit us at littlemosaloon.com and look for live music events happening regularly. History lives at the Little Missouri Saloon and Dining in historic Medora. Y'all come see us now, you hear?
It's Dakota Cowboy here on Beck TV, brought to you by our great friends at Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Check them out on social media, check out their website, and see how they can fit in with what you have going on in your life. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. It's my friend Marlo Anderson with the National Day Calendar. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Bill. I'm looking forward to talking to you today.
Good to see you. How has things been going? You've been on the road quite a bit, doing this, that, and the other
traveling
thing?
Across the country and doing a lot of appearances now. And fortunately or unfortunately for me, I'm in the news a lot now, so it's always interesting.
In a good way,
In a good way.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, I bring positive news to the world, I guess. So
did they find those classified documents in your Corvette?
Not in my Corvette. No, didn't vet them there. Nope.
You're here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame on what is National Museum Selfie Day, and we thank you for doing that. Yeah. The residents of Evergreen, of whom we're going to talk to, their director here in just a bit, came and they were celebrating National Selfie and the Museum Day. Do you find a lot of groups, not just Evergreen, the assisted living for the elderly? Do you find other groups that participate in the National Day?
You know, it's really interesting, and the short answer is yes. And it goes everywhere from schools all the way up to elder care. We were just asked this morning. We do a 2.5-minute daily radio show, very Paul Harvey-esque. And we are actually having schools ask if they can play it now in the morning as part of the morning routine, and I find that fascinating. And then at the other side of the spectrum, you find people in Alzheimer care units and that type of thing, that their caregivers, their directors look forward to being able to celebrate these days because it brings something special to them every day.
Yeah, talk about how you got started with the National Day Calendar. It was you somewhat fell into it, but you did some research and you started discovering all this wonderful information about proclamations that have been made in the past, but nothing took it to the level that you have. Well, how did that process get going?
Yeah, so when I started, so it's just 10 years ago now, January 19th, 2013, so we are celebrating our 10th anniversary this year.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, launched the website around National Popcorn Day, and there were probably 30 or 40 national days that we recognized at the time, like Pizza Day and Donut Day and those things, right? And I've always been fascinated by this, so started to dig into it, and I was really amazed when I was looking for the history of National Popcorn Day that there wasn't anything on the web, and that just seemed amazing to me, that in the day of information that there would be nothing about where these days came from. So I started to write about those, and then as I'm digging through this stuff, I realized that there's congressional designations that go, and presidential designations that go all the way back to the founding of our country. There are companies in the past that have declared things, but they were like one-offs. Like it was just for that year, like Bittersweet Chocolate Covered Almond Day, 1838, right? And it was because of the technology of the time, and I suppose the president got lobbied by somebody and they declared it, and then it just went away. And then here comes this crazy guy in North Dakota 180 years later that decides to write about it, and it becomes a thing again, and it sticks this time, and now we celebrate that every year.
And you turned it into a business. This is what you do, the National Day Calendar.
I guess that's true, yes.
Wow.
Yep.
It's got to be a dream come true for you, huh?
It's quite the gig.
Beats working for a living, right?
It's quite the gig, yes it is. Yeah.
You know, here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, we have the National Day of the Cowboy. There's a National Day of the Horse, things like that. And we have a celebration every July, and here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. I sure hope you would consider coming and join us.
Yeah, and I've actually been here a couple times during National Day of the Cowboy, which is the 4th Saturday in July every year. So I just have never really, partaken in the festivities before. I've just been here just as a casual observer. So
I think we'll make you part of the plan next year. So
that sounds great.
Pencil it in on your calendar.
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, our executive director, Rick Thompson, had a lot to do with getting the North Dakota legislature to recognize the National Day of the Cowboy.
Yes.
So we celebrate it every day, and that's what you tell us to do, celebrate every day. So, where do you see yourself going with this? I mean, it's gotten so huge. You've been covered on national television programs and radio programs, and they've got a strobe light light. They had a strobe light. It turned into a strobe light. It was just a plain lamp that every time somebody would mention National Day Calendar on Twitter, it would light up. And you finally had to have that removed.
I love that you remember this because that was very early days of National Day, and we'd set that up so that, you know, if somebody had hashtagged us, it would actually turn on. Well, one day somebody came in and said, "What is that strobe light you got going over there? Isn't that distracting?" And I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? It kind of is. I didn't realize that it was going off so much. I'm not sure if it would turn off anymore. I mean, it would just be a constant thing, yeah.
Lots of attention, lots of, you said 1 million visitors to your website every day?
So on an average, you know, and then, you know, the reach that we have is the bigger deal though. So I mean, we have about 30 days a year that we have a reach of over 1 billion people, which means that, you know, on traditional media like television and radio, and across the world, you know, so, and of course we're the kings on social media now too. We're the biggest trending topic of all time, you know.
Sold out of the calendar. You can't get a National Day calendar.
Now, yeah.
They're going to print some new ones.
They are printing some new ones, so if you want a 2023, we have a couple left at our shop, but across the country they're sold out, yeah.
And it's nationaldaycalendar.com.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. What is the oddest day that you can recall? Is there one day in particular that kind of, you go, what in the heck is that? Because I do that on the radio. I talk about you every day. And
so there's a few. I mean, and I think they're fun things like leave some zucchini on a neighbor's porch day, right?
Yeah.
I love that day, but it's really odd, and we get called out for that a lot. Like, why would you do this? Well, unless you've ever grown zucchini, you do not know why this is a thing. But of course, you plant 1 or 2 plants. Oh, they're so cute. And then, you know, 40 zucchinis later, you're like, you can't give them away fast enough, you know. So, so I always laugh about that.
Oh, you're such an interesting person. You're one of my favorite people.
Well,
you know that.
Bill.
You and Joe Wiegand. I like to get you two together.
Joe's great. I love that guy.
He's been on the show a couple of times.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Marlo, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Appreciate that.
You bet.
And from Marlo Anderson, we go to this young lady. This is Abigail Rohrer. You're with Evergreen, the assisted living facility in Dickinson, North Dakota. Welcome to Dakota Cowboy.
Thank you.
You as well are here on National Museum Selfie Day. You brought a group in, and the thing that I noticed, you guys were all having so much fun. There were so many smiles, and you guys were kissing horses here, just having a great time. This is one of the activities you put together, was coming here.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
What does that do for a resident of Evergreen?
I mean, the biggest thing is getting them out and involved in the community. I think the stigma of senior living is so based around that they stay in, they play bingo, they go to church. And for us and our company, we're owned by AgeMark.
Okay.
Our corporate office is out of Omaha, Nebraska. So we actually have 2 properties in North Dakota, Country House for Memory Care in Dickinson and Evergreen. But keeping them out and involved, and it's just that time of their life where they get to live their best life, and we just get to help them do that.
Planning activities for that age group can be challenging.
Sure.
But the National Day Calendar does half or more of your work for you with great ideas. What are some of the other days that you've celebrated from the National Day Calendar?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's really neat is how we can tie in that National Day Calendar with our calendar, but also with other local businesses. We have a really big social media base. We love to tell our story and inspire other senior living communities. You know, just a few that we've done, of course, as was mentioned, National Pizza Day. We've utilized multiple different pizza parlors that have given us access. National Margarita Day, of course. The ladies like to go out for that.
Gotta be careful with that one, right?
Gotta be careful with that one.
The bus driver can't.
They have their own driver, so all bets are off.
Okay, good to know.
You know, and as simple as, well, one we did was National Secondhand Store Day.
Secondhand store. Oh,
I know.
Sure, there's some great ones in the community.
I'm telling you. And so what we did actually for that is it was right before back to school. And so we went to the secondhand store and bought a ton of really cute outfit for our staff's kids, and we did a fashion show for the residents in secondhand clothing, and then all of those kids got to keep their outfits for school.
Oh my.
So National Take a Vacation, we utilized Aloha Tan in Dickinson, and some of the ladies went and got spray tans and had margaritas and daiquiris down there. And I mean, there's a National Day for everything, but if you think outside the box and utilize our community, you'd be surprised to know how much is out there you can tie it in with.
On the outside looking in, I have to think that, you know, I've been involved with Evergreen. I had a parent that was a resident there, but there's that age group here in 2023, the age group that utilizes your facility, they have a certain stigma about nursing homes, and it can have an adverse effect on convincing a person to become a resident of your facility.
Yeah.
However, once they get in and you do things like this, like celebrate a national day, Museum Selfie Day and things like that, what does that do for them as far as, hey, this is a lot of fun. This isn't, you know, sitting in my room waiting for life to take over.
Right.
They actually have a good time. They enjoy it.
Well, cowboys are the hardest to get to move into assisted living. I will say that. They are. They will drag them out with their boots off the ranches. But, you know, I think the biggest thing is you're right. That stigma, that projection of what a nursing home was. You know, in that older generation, you know, assisted living is something new in, you know, the early 90s was something that really started and hadn't gotten popular until the late 90s. So a nursing home was somewhere where you would go for end of life care, you know, where families couldn't take care of you any longer. And so a lot of people have those memories stuck in their brains on what assisted living is. And the reality is now it's really assisted living, for our company especially, is that you get to still have your independence. You just don't have to take care of the heavier workload of things, taking care of the house, taking care of cooking and laundry and cleaning. I'll move in as soon as I can to get rid of laundry, but you know, it's a completely different world. And when you have a company that embraces life enrichment, you know, that is the keystone. That is what will set you apart from any other senior living community, is what kind of lifestyle you provide them. We're not selling them just a home, we're selling them a lifestyle.
I think that'll probably always be prevalent. It's going to take some generations, you know, to, you know, change that, but that stigma is always going to be there. I think it's human nature that, you know, some people just they're going to get drug into the home with their boots on. You know? So,
and you're almost to that stage where the baby boomers essentially are all going to be closer to that retirement age. It's projected in 2034 that there's actually going to be more of a senior population than there is going to be of a younger population for the first time in history.
So we met actually on the patio here at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. I think it was a season premiere or whatever it was. I remember that day well. You've got a connection to the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. You went to East Greets West in Fargo.
I did.
You met Rick and Irene, and you're talking about all these great ideas. This lady is a ball of energy, folks.
Thank you.
When we talked on the phone, I had to tell her to breathe because she gets so excited. You know, we saw Kristi Toof from the gift shop on here earlier, and her passion. You share that passion
Thank
too.
you.
Congratulations for what you're doing, because you are providing a service that not everybody can do what you do.
Yeah.
And appreciate you doing that. Appreciate what you did for my mother. And thank you for that. And what was it like meeting Marlo Anderson today? I mean, from the National Day calendar, he drove down from their world headquarters in Mandan, North Dakota to see you. What was that like?
Well, I hear I have some competition when I say that I'm his biggest fan, but I mean, truly, it's been one of those things that I'm known at my work for being the woman who knows. Everyone says, Abby, what national day is it today? And so I really commend that work. It's, I'm sure, time consuming, but what it has done for, I can only speak for myself, of changing lives. So getting to meet the person who has helped us create those moments of joy for our residents and their families and inspire our community, that's something special.
Okay, Abigail Rohrer with Evergreen. Your time is precious. We don't take it for granted.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending the day here. National Museum Selfie Day at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you for what you do.
We'll move you into Evergreen soon.
Okay, all right, I'm coming. I'll bring my own deck of cards.
Okay,
right?
Perfect. Thanks, Bill.
We'll be back on Dakota Cowboy here on Beck TV in just a shake. We're brought to you each and every week by our friends at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Service Basin Transportation, just give us a call to arrange transportation within our 7-county ridership. We serve a large area, including many towns, in the Magic City or even to the capital city, Bismarck. Door-to-door service for less cost of an Uber, Lyft, or taxi. For shopping, for dining, for doctor's appointments, for visiting. It's Minot's most convenient way to travel to Bismarck, within Minot, or anywhere within our 7-county region. Service Basin Transportation.
Welcome to the start of Main Street, the main medical building located at 315 Main, downtown Minot. The unique shops inside offer body and mind healing, a safe haven for mothers-to-be, mixed martial arts, hair salons, massages, counseling services, and much more. Also keep a special lookout for a brand new Jamaican-inspired restaurant opening this fall. Take a stroll inside the main medical building and uncover the unique shops and experiences that lay within. Discover the start of Main Street at the main medical building today.
Hi, Rich from Law Motors. 45 years ago, Dad started selling cars. 35 years ago, I started selling cars. And 15 years ago, Tyler started selling cars.
And I'm Mom, and I told all of them, just be nice.
Whether you have guns, ammo, vehicles, toys, or collectibles, consign with Last Chance Auction and we can help put money in your pocket. Give us a call at 334-SOLD or visit lastchancesd.com for upcoming auctions.
Man has worked in sync with Mother Nature since the beginning of time. Relying on her to provide sufficient moisture every growing season is a roll of the dice. You can now insure your pastures and rangelands with Rainfall Index policy available from Chamley Financial. This will give you the peace of mind by knowing you will be protected from the adverse effects of Mother Nature. Contact Chamley Financial today, 719-338-3428, or go to chamleyfinancial.com.
JR's Auto Body and Truck Collision has built a reputation as one of the most reputable and reliable body shops in this region. With nearly 30 years in business, customers count on JR's to get it done right the first time. They'll work with your insurance company to smoothen the process. From their 40-foot frame straightening machine, Sickens paint, and the latest technology in the repair industry, they're the only name you need to know. For auto, semi, RV, and trailer repair, it's JR's Auto Body and Truck Collision. North Dickinson, call 701-483-6778. JR's Auto Body and Truck Collision. For more than 70 years, farmers and ranchers have relied on Dickinson Ready Mix for all their concrete needs. Whether it's a shop building for machinery storage or paved feedlots for your livestock, grain bins for on-site grain storage, or precast pads for automatic cattle waterers, Dickinson Ready Mix has been there to provide quality concrete for all your agricultural structures and infrastructure. For your next project, call Dickinson Ready Mix to discuss the benefits that concrete can add to your operation.
Okay, we're looking for ideas for our next commercial. Thoughts?
We have a fully stocked lot. Cars, trucks, SUVs?
Clearly.
We strive for honesty, transparency, and a better buying experience.
Of course we do. Guys, think, everybody's busy. Nobody has time to spend hours shopping for a car. Has to be simple, easy.
Sales, service, simplified.
Perfect. Torgerson Auto Center, East Bismarck Expressway. Sales, service, simplified.
We are back on Dakota Cowboy here on Beck TV, brought to you by Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Our North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame Hall of Honorees inductee of the week each week is brought to you by Torgerson Auto Center on East Bismarck Expressway in Bismarck. Find them on Facebook. Check out their website at torgersonautocenter.com and check out your new vehicle. Their inventory is impressive at Torgerson Auto Center. Our inductee of the week this week was inducted in the year 2020 in the category of Cowboy Long Rider. We go back to a beautiful June afternoon in 2020 as a man you met recently on Dakota Cowboy. North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame board member and inductee himself, Steve Tomac, gives a great biography and a brilliant introduction for 2020 Hall of Honoree inductee Dorvan Solberg.
Thank you, Connie. What a gorgeous day. What an absolutely gorgeous day. Perfect weather. We give the Long Rider Award every 3 years. And it struck me as I was asked to make the introduction today that maybe, just maybe, some of those in attendance might not know what the Long Rider Award is or why we do that. And so I'll read this out of the nomination categories from the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame bylaws. And the criteria is it's given to individuals who were or are instrumental in creating and or maintaining North Dakota's horse culture. And the individuals should be known for their positive contributions and accomplishments to North Dakota's Western heritage through prominent lifetime leadership in horse organization and events and have a proven track record of being involved in public service in many ways. And I think that sets the stage for this year's inductee. You know, I've known Dorvan for a long time, and we've had several good times. Actually, one of the best was we were both invited at the same time to be a judge for the Miss Rodeo North Dakota contest, and Dorvan is a lot of fun. And you know, you've read his bio, and I'm going to share a little bit of that with you. But more importantly, it's when I asked his children, who are seated over here, his 4 daughters and his son-in-law, okay, what do you know about Dorvan? And Eileen, too, by the way. I asked her, and so it's kind of interesting. And Doc Stoka, I think you said it very correctly. One of the fundamentals that all of our inductees have is perseverance. And this was what 2 or 3 or 4, all 4 of his daughters had to say about Dorvan, was perseverance. They recalled memories of going, whether it was to the state fair and it was raining and pouring out, and as a 10-year-old girl, she didn't really want to ride in there, and Dorvan would say, it'll be fine, just do your best, just do your best. Every one of those girls said, you know, when I think of my dad, I think of his words, just do your best. Perseverance is a mainstay in all of our inductees. And I asked his son-in-law, Steve, and I said, how do you describe Dorvan? Quintessential cowboy. He would be, if he wasn't married to Eileen, he'd live in a log cabin all by himself and just practice his whole horse culture. That's Dorvan. And again, to a person, everyone also said, you know, one of the most amazing things about Dorvan Solberg is he lives, quote unquote, be nice. No matter what happens, be nice. And in my experience with Dorvan as in the North Dakota legislature and the North Dakota Rural Electric Cooperatives, that is Dorvan Solberg. He does that. He is just a genuinely nice person. But probably the most important thing, when I asked Eileen, what can you tell me about Dorvan? Give me one of his best qualities. And she said, he's a great kisser. But he doesn't kiss me much anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2020 inductee to the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, category long rider, Dorvan Solberg.
I've had a long relationship with Steve. We were in the North Dakota legislature together, and Steve was in the upper chamber, which they called the Senate, and I was in the lower chamber, which they called the House of Representatives. But those guys would let us know every once in a while that they were in the upper chamber. So, but anyway, Steve is a real good friend to have over there in the Capitol, and we got, I don't know if we solved any problems, but we sure worked on them. So anyway, thanks, Steve, for your kindness. I have, on Wednesday, this young lady and I were married for 64 years.
Here, look at me.
So, she needs a special achievement award for putting up with me for 64 years. My family is all down here, or not all of them, but a large portion of them are there, and the youngest great-grandson is getting the bottle right now. His name is Rhett, and he looks just like his dad. Thanks to John Hovde and Connie Armstrong for getting me here. Thanks, John, and all the people that helped to get me in this esteemed Cowboy Hall of Fame. I've been addicted to cutting horses for 51 years. I suppose everybody knows that. A couple of memories. Glendive had the Glendive Exposition had the biggest show in the Northwest. It lasted for a week. We were out there, and there was horses in the cutting, in the senior cutting, from 8 states and Canada, and we were cutting in a snowstorm on the racetrack. And so you people that have heard about this, ground it to be just right, well, we didn't think about that. So we were cutting on the racetrack in a snowstorm. A guy by the name of Lowell Farrell was judging. Lowell was from South Dakota. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. I was just a little country boy, and I was riding a horse belonged to Eugene Peterson, my good friend from Glendive, Montana. And we were next to the last cutters. And by golly, when we got done, Lowell Farrell looked up and he said, 75? Yeah, well, anyway, I won the cutting. It was a great event. Another one that comes to my memory is out here at the Home on the Range for Boys. I knew a good friend of mine was Father James Fonlander. Father James liked cutting horses so well that he included that event at the Champions Ride. I was fortunate to win that event 2 times. But that's a long time ago. They don't mess around with cutting horses out there anymore. They do them broncs and rope them calves. I've got this long list of, this is a speech I wrote, and it's going to take about 10 minutes, but it won't. Thank you, everyone, all the people that supported me to get here in this esteemed North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. It's such a humble honor, and join all these men and women who are here in this hall, have been inducted in recent history. This is North Dakota history at its best. This is the people that are in this Hall of Fame sure deserve to be there. And again, thank you everyone for supporting me, and I am still trying to absorb this tremendous honor. So thank you everyone, and God bless you.
Quite the humble man, Dorvan Solberg, our inductee of the week this week, brought to you by Torgerson Auto Center in Bismarck. I'm Wild Bill. This is Dakota Cowboy, brought to you by Dakota Community Bank and Trust, and we are back in just a moment.
Okay, we're looking for ideas for our next commercial. Thoughts?
We have a fully stocked lot. Cars, trucks, SUVs.
Clearly.
We strive for honesty, transparency, and a better buying experience.
Of course we do. Guys, think everybody's busy. Nobody has time to spend hours shopping for a car. Has to be simple, easy.
Sales, service, simplified.
Perfect. Torgerson Auto Center, East Bismarck Expressway. Sales, service, simplified.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and in light of the recent events, your continued support means everything to myself and my employees. To thank you, we're having the biggest sale ever on all MyPillow bedding. Get MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $29.98. A set of pillowcases for only $9.98. In this economy, instead of buying a new bed, rejuvenate your bed with a MyPillow mattress topper for as low as $99.99. We also have blankets in a variety of sizes, colors, and styles, like plush, waffle, or gossamer, for as low as $29.98. We even have pet blankets from small size to the ones for your car. Get huge discounts on duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call that number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get huge discounts on all MyPillow bedding, including MyPillow bed sheets for as low as $29.98. Get all your shopping in while quantities last. Please order now.
Hey y'all, it's Trent on the loose. I'm a 6th generation farmer, husband, patriot, father. And as much as I'd love to just sit here under this shade tree and celebrate my own place on my front porch, truth of the matter is that people don't know who, where, and how is producing their food. So travel the country with Trent on the loose, and we'll find those interesting human interest stories behind the people that bring us the efficient food supply. Trent on the loose.
The Wall of Honor pays tribute to local individuals from across the state of North Dakota. On digital indoor billboards, these heroes of the past and present are prominently featured with a photo, name, and their branch of service. Our funding is made possible by donations and advertisers like you.
As a veteran and as a board member, I couldn't think of a better way to help remember the service and sacrifice than celebrating and supporting the Wall of Honor.
Medora Boot and Western Wear open year-round in historic Medora. You'll find quality items for cowboys and cowgirls of all ages. Medora Boot and Western Wear has over 1,500 pair of boots on hand at all times. New this year, the R. Watson brand of boot, featuring an all-leather heel, riveted shank, and a 10-iron leather sole. Jeans, shirts, hats, caps, and more, and customer service is #1. Medora Boot and Western Wear in historic Medora.
Medora Boot and Western Wear.
Let the Little Missouri Saloon and Dining add to your historic Medora experience. Open 7 days a week. Enjoy family dining at its best on our main floor, as well as the upper dining room and outdoor patio with a fabulous view of Medora and the Badlands. Try the bison ribeye, delicious pizza, and an entire menu filled with fabulous food for all appetites. A full bar with an impressive list of tap beer and more adult beverage favorites. Visit us at littlemosaloon.com and look for live music events happening regularly. History lives at the Little Missouri Saloon and Dining in historic Medora. Y'all come see us now, you hear?
Dakota Cowboy is brought to you each and every week by our great friends at Dakota Community Bank and Trust. And it seems like the time that we spend on this show melts a lot faster than the cold 2023 snow and ice in North Dakota, doesn't it? But we'll be back with a new program again next week. Meanwhile, consider joining us at the 2023 North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame annual meeting, which is February 17th and 18th at the Clarion Hotel and Convention Center in Minot. To register, go to our website, northdakotakowboy.org, click on events, and get her done. Looking forward to shaking hands with you in Minot on the 17th and 18th of February. I'm Wild Bill. A big thank you to this week's guests, this week's sponsors, including Dakota Community Bank and Trust, and a big thank you to you for watching. We appreciate it. I'm Wild Bill. See you in the future, if not in the pasture. Adios.